Okay, let's see if this thing's working or not. Yeet. I don't like that. Hold on. See if that makes it sound better. Yeet. Hold up. We have to see if this thing is, sounding better or not. Okay. Let's see if this works. Yeet. Okay, it is working, but I don't like that sound it's making. Oh well. Do what you gotta do. Let's talk about Guile, Street Fighter, fighting games, etc. Okay. So, as you see on the screen, talking and retiring Guile. So, obviously, you can probably never truly retire your main character. Or, I know it's a ridiculous phrasing. Bro, you're retiring your Guile? As if anyone gave a shit about your Guile in the first place. As if you were a pro player in the first place. Yeah, I know. It's a little ridiculous titling it that, but I guess it's mostly for, you know, a point in my, uh, I guess, what's the best way to put it? I guess it's to document this point in my Street Fighter uh, path, I guess you could say, or past couple years, what I've been doing in Street Fighter. I guess it's documenting my progress and everything, or whatever, this point in time. So, when looking back at my old clips and everything, it some of them does bring back some kind of cool, funny little memories. I mean, I know it wasn't that long ago, but just, you know, a lot can happen and a lot can change within a few years. And this clip right here is a perfect example of that. But yes, talking, retiring Guile, or the stream title, discussing my character, talking about Street Fighter. So, will I actually fully drop the character? Probably never. But am I going to drop him in ranked, or am I going to stop playing ranked or something? Probably. I'm probably going to stop using this character in ranked. I'm probably going to stop, you know, really caring when playing the character. It's unfortunate because I don't even think I'm that bad personally. Uh, even if I'm not great, even if I am not like, good enough to make the ranks or whatever you want to say or whatever. Um, I just don't like where the character stands in the modern games. Guile, he's um he's a cool character. Probably my favorite fighting game character, or at least Street Fighter. He's my favorite Street Fighter character. Um, Not even just gameplay wise, just like he's pretty cool. He looks cool, you know. I may have gave a little bit of lore as to why I liked him when I was younger, but uh, 100% anyone that watches my channel did not watch that, which is fine. But if anyone were to stumble upon this, then I guess I'll give a tiny bit of a lore breakdown. A lot of kids of my generation probably had like Pokemon and all that other shit and, you know, everything else. And while I did grow up in that generation, I didn't have as many opportunities as a lot of other people. And if I did, I, in all honesty, I didn't seek it out, and I was just kind of stuck in my own, zone, in my own space, I guess you could say. And despite being a kid of the 2000s, we didn't have the greatest of privileges in life. So uh, I would watch my family play Super Nintendo or Sega or something kind of like that. We didn't get PlayStations, we didn't get Xboxes, we didn't get stuff like that until quite some time later. But to add on top of that is we had some old, you know, GI Joe or Transformers or some stuff like that, Power Rangers, etc., whatever. And despite, yes, that's probably not too far away from what the 90s kids had, because they probably were still somewhat popular even into the early 2000s. By the time I was growing up, that stuff was not probably, if it was popular, which I bet it was, the ones I was watching was probably 5 to 10 year old episodes or shows, etc. Point being, other kids had Pokemon, maybe even Digimon, or you know, freaking Minecraft or some other stuff, right? I I like the GI Joe stuff here and there, and obviously one of the characters kind of reminds you of Guile in a way, but obviously not the same. Probably even quite different. But Guile gives a GI Joe vibe. But if the GI Joe was on steroids and was cooler and all that, so that's why I liked him when I was younger. He looked like the ultimate GI Joe, and he threw fireballs, and he did this cool backflip kick and an upside down kick. Freaking impossible to pull off that upside down kick, but it's cool as shit. So he was just the coolest character to me, and especially when you see him play on the older games, he had just this cool ass theme song. Like, there was a lot of cool shit about the character in Street Fighter 2, which I think the versions I originally played was either World Warrior, Champion Edition. I don't know if I ever did get to play or watch Hyper Fighting, but when I finally did get to play Hyper Fighting, that one has become my favorite, or at least one of my favorite versions of Street Fighter 2. Probably is the favorite one, honestly. Or if it's not called Hyper Fighting for anyone else, I think it's the original Street Fighter 2 Turbo, not Super Turbo. Um, it didn't have T-Hawk, it didn't have Cammy. It was just the original cast. It was just it was sped up, or it was faster. Anyways, faster gameplay. I know that was a long ramble, but let's get to the point, which is already probably anyone that does stumble upon this has clicked off by now. I mean, probably even 2 minutes into the clip, maybe 30 seconds into a clip. Anyways, this character is not the same. He's not the same anymore. If you play and watch Guile from Street Fighter 2, from World Warrior to Hyper Fighting, and I guess he was about the same in Turbo, Super Turbo, but he's not the same character. It's not the same Guile. This is their idea of Guile, but if he was toned down by a shit margin, honestly, I'm gonna be real. This is Guile light, to be real. I like this character. It's a cool take on Street Fighter 2 Guile, or it's, to be quite honest, it's a cool take on Guile as a character, but it's not Guile. This ain't the character. This is not the same character that you would play in the old games. And some people might think that's a good thing. Some people think that, yeah, it would be stagnant if you were, and I guess whatever, but at the same time, to the core, some characters are still the same in modern games. Guile is somewhat the same. Ryu, I guess he's changed, but some aspects of the character has not changed. Ken has not changed fully, and even if he has changed a bit, there's a distinction now, which is, now he's kind of a little bit of an obnoxious character, so that's kind of his thing. Sagat, in games previous, before Street Fighter 6, Sagat's kind of been around the same, nearly, or close to it. Anyways, when Street Fighter 4, hell, even anything after Hyper Fighting, or anything after Turbo, I don't know. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna be honest. I like Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting or Turbo the most. Probably of any fighting game. It probably is the best fighting game for me. Like, I like other fighting games. Now, mind you, my first fighting game was not Street Fighter. Or even if it was, my first legit, I actually got involved, I actually played fighting game was Mortal Kombat. Now, Mortal Kombat was cool, but in all honesty, as cool as Mortal Kombat is, way more of a Street Fighter player. Anyways, whatchamacallit? When you play anything after Street Fighter Turbo or Hyper Fighting, I don't know. I think a lot of stupid things started to really occur. And even if people say, well, Super Turbo's really good, Super Turbo's probably the best Street Fighter. Oh, well, Super Turbo this and that. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it's the version I'm playing, maybe, but from the games that I've played, the versions I've played of Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo, I'm not gonna lie, them games are not fun. And even if it could be just a cheating bots problem, that's just not fun to play. And even if it is like, again, if it's just an AI problem, whatever. But something just tells me that even if you were to play that, bots show you how the game can truthfully be at its core. And yes, sometimes you can't fully use bots or AI as a way to judge how a game plays or how fun a game is. But there is a point where the bots will pick up on how the game actually plays to its core. if there's some obnoxious, stupid thing, the bots will do it. And that's exactly the problem, is when you play anything else from Super Turbo and on, unless the bots are just terribly bad, most of the time, or a good chance, you're going to see how the gameplay actually is and how ridiculous it plays. Like when you face Akuma in Super Turbo, there's not a lot you could really do against the character unless he makes a mistake or unless you have a character that can really do something against Akuma, etc. And that right there, it gets even worse from Akuma. Once you move on to other games, there's characters just as bad, if not worse, than Akuma. Yeah, to the core, Akuma might be one of the best, if not the best character of a number of Street Fighter games. But again, there's just some characters that have such stupid things to them that just does not make any sense and it's not right, honestly. I know it's hard to advance games or fighting games or add excitement or change things up without ruining the core aspect of gameplay or of your game or whatever. But my goodness, the I feel things was quite better where it started, or at least where it really picked off or picked up on, or where it really took off, which was Street Fighter 2. It wasn't a perfect game. Any version of Street Fighter 2. Obviously, it was not a perfect game. But the funny thing about that is one of the first fighting games, or one of the ones to have the most popularity or the most success, is still, in my opinion, I think the best. If not, still one of the best examples of a fighting game to its core. And it's funny because a lot of things with the game was not intended. And it's funny because, yes, there is stupid, broken, dumb things in the game, but if you were to play Street Fighter 2 with no stupid things, unless there was like there's some things that is somewhat okay, dumb things to have in the game, and then there's other things that is just downright stupid and should not be in the game. And that goes with every fighting game. But when you get to these new ones, it's just a part of the gameplay. These stupid, ridiculous, dumb things that they add, it's just a part of the game. I can't stand for that. I can't enjoy that. So when you're playing a character that is a cheap imitation of what a character you used to play, and you're playing that, you're playing this cheap imitation. You play the new games, and then you run into these characters that are just, oh yeah, everything that is wrong with a fighting game, let's just add it in there. I'm not saying Street Fighter V is the worst fighting game. That's not true. It's definitely not true. People can have their opinion. If you want to say it's the worst Street Fighter, hey, here's the funny thing about that. Worst Street Fighter, better fighting game than a lot of crappy video games or a lot of crappy fighting games. You gotta think about that. It's a crappy Street Fighter for some people or a lot of people. I think it's still better than a lot of other fighting games. The worst Street Fighter is magnum opus for fighting games. And even if that is glazing, or even if that is like, oh, that's too much, that's overhyping it, okay, fine, I'll give you that. But I'll just say this. There's a lot of other games that have just blatantly really stupid things that is even worse than Street Fighter V. Now, some people might think, how is that even possible? because Street Fighter V is so ridiculous. Even if Street Fighter V is ridiculous, the things that make it ridiculous is honestly just character specific, matchup specific, and some mechanic specific. Very, very slim things, honestly. But besides some of those issues, I think this has potential. Like, if you were to actually keep, make another version, or like take this game and fix the stupid things about it, I don't think it's that bad, honestly. I think it could be a good Street Fighter, or a great one. But the reason why I'm having my issues is because of, I mean, look at the title. Reason why I have such an issue with this cheap imitation, because this ain't Guile. This is Gilly. This is Ghoulie. This is Ghoul, William. This is not Guile. This is Flat Top Man. This ain't Guile. This is the cheap imitation. This is the Temu Guile. This is not the character that was in Street Fighter 2. Some people will probably say that's a good thing. Well, actually, he's worse than Street Fighter 2. Even if there is occasions where he is worse than Street Fighter 2, no, he's not. And let me clarify. When I say, oh, he's worse than Street Fighter 2, to clarify, some people would mean that in a smart-ass way. Oh, he's even better in Street Fighter V than he ever has been. Street Fighter V Guile, up to that point, is the best Guile. He was the best Guile in any Street Fighter game. No, that's not true. And even if some people might think, how? Well, I'm going to get into that. But then there might be other people that would probably be like, okay, well, you're using the wrong V trigger, V skill, whatever. Even if that could be the case, I thought the character Guile was supposed to be, the propaganda and the shit that you people say leads everyone to think that he's just so good at a base level. Which, yes, he's great at a base level. But you people also talk as if he's good at every level. That is wrong. Not even close. And even if he could be good at a lot of levels, no, he is not great at every level. He's great at a basic level, good on a somewhat mediocre level, but when you're getting to the top of the, like when you're getting to the peak, and when you're getting better, when you're facing people that aren't stupid and aren't bad at the game, no, he is not great anymore. Street Fighter V Guile, reason why he's a knockoff and a cheap imitation, he is not the character that he was, and here's why. But he has flash kicks, but he has sonic booms. He has all of his iconic moves, or most of his iconic moves. How is that not Guile from Street Fighter 2? No. He is packaged. He seems like the character from Street Fighter 2. He's not the same, and here's why. Street Fighter 2 Guile, his deal is that certain matchups, he can be a nightmare. Or certain matchups, his fireball is a lot more useful, or a lot better, or more impressive in certain matchups. But against the top end of the characters, or characters that are pretty viable, or in some matchups, Guile's fireball in Street Fighter 2 was not top tier. I mean, okay, look. let me explain this, because some people will take this completely out of context. Now, look, here's the deal. Guile's fireball, yes, is the most useful. That is correct. Because once he throws it, a good chance you can't probably land a jumping combo on him. It's very useful. But it's not the best in one scenario. He can't just spam it every single time he feels like it, because one, eventually you are going to get a jumping combo on him. Two, there's reversals that can stop him, or there's things that can stop him from doing it. And three, when you go against Ryu or Ken, and maybe Chun-Li or someone else that has a fireball, I think those are the only characters that have a fireball. Maybe Dhalsim at best. But when you come across those characters with the fireball, that's where Guile, his fireball capabilities is not that great now. Or if it is, it's not used as an offense maneuver. Guile's character in the original is a defense character, and in some matchups, then he can be offensive. But that's the thing. This Guile is not the same. This Guile, he might have a slightly better fireball in an instance, or in a base level. His fireball probably is better than the original Guile. His flash kick probably is the best it's ever been, potentially. But the big difference between this Guile, this cheap knockoff, and the real Guile from Street Fighter 2 is the real Guile, his special moves were great and good, but his real strength was how strong he was at base level. His uppercut would actually work in some matchups. His heavy kick, stand heavy kick, would work as an anti-air in certain matchups or in certain scenarios. His back fist would work as an anti-air. And even if you want to say, okay, a lot of that's overtuned, okay, well, let's get rid of the back fist as a anti-air. Okay, that's fair. He has a stand heavy kick. Ken, or not Ken, Ryu in Street Fighter V, I believe he has a stand heavy kick anti-air. And even if it ain't exactly the greatest anti-air, it can be an anti-air. It can work as such. And even if that may not be entirely true, there's some other characters with stand moves, heavy moves, that can potentially be an anti-air. And even if we want to say, well, okay, but Street Fighter 2 Guile, he was overtuned at base level. Even if we want to say that, I don't think anyone would argue. I don't think anyone would find it a problem if a lot of characters had a potential way of dealing with crappy scenarios. Like, example, I bet a lot of people wish that Chun-Li had a better anti-air in Street Fighter 2. I want her to have a better anti-air in Street Fighter 2. And I guess that is a matchup thing, but at the same time, she don't even technically have a true anti-air. And in all honesty, I think in fighting games, your character has to have at least something, at least some kind of niche. If your character doesn't have a reversal, they should have good basic anti-airs. If your character has a good reversal, then maybe their anti-airs are weaker. See, there should be some level of balancing. But that's not the case with old Guile here, because they consider him in the same league as a regular reversal character, as a normal just input character. He's not an input character, he's a charge character. The only inputs he does in this game is Dive Sonic, Sonic Blade, and the small booms that he throws, the multiple Sonic booms or whatever. Those are the only inputs he has, and maybe a target combo in the new game. But the thing is, in the old game, he probably wasn't the strongest using some of his special moves, but his base uppercut, his punches, his kicks, his buttons was good and solid. And that's why people didn't like him, because even if he couldn't do Sonic Boom all the time, even if he couldn't do flash kicks all the time, his buttons were that good. And that's the thing. If you don't use certain things, you're going to have issues. And that was his downside. If you couldn't do this or that, then that's his weakness. But in this game, in these newer games, his weakness is that he might have some good buttons, admittedly, but his actual anti-airs, his ability to stop you from doing certain things, is non-existent in this game. And even if it could be, why do I need to be in very niche scenarios for something to work? When facing everyone else, it seems like they can spam it and it works. Why is it that this character, you need to be Einstein to play this character? And even if that is like, you're giving too much credit, or you're downplaying really hard, even if I am, how many people play the character nowadays? And on top of that, if this game still has tournaments, name me or show me more times in the past like 3-4 years, if tournaments still go on, which they probably don't, but if there were tournaments still going on, you name me or you show me how many times Guile has been in the top 8 of a tournament in the past 4 years of Street Fighter V. Now I know, yes, it probably is a dead game, but if there were any tournaments, if there were any like one-off things or whatever, how much do you want to bet Guile was not used? And you cannot say, oh, well, people were just having fun. Why play good old Guile when he's boring? And even if that is true, if you're playing a tournament, I don't want to hear it. If you're playing a tournament, you're there to win. I don't care who it is and who you think it. I don't care what you're thinking. If you're playing a tournament, give me the numbers. How many times do you see Guile in these tournaments? You don't. How many times do you see Guile pop up with this and that? I'm betting money you don't. Even if I am downplaying, even if I am giving too much credit, it doesn't change the fact that he's not the best character. He's not top tier. He's at best mid tier, and he's, in my honest opinion, he's only a matchup specific character. He is not overall just that damn good. And if he is, it's like I said, yes, at a base level he's good. For consistency in some areas, yes, he's great. But he does not have left-right mix-ups. He does not have a great overhead. He does not have a throw loop. He does not have insane damage. He does not have insane combos. He does not have great punishes. And even if he does have great punishes, it does not come with good damage. He himself has terrible health. And even if he doesn't have terrible health, go against the right characters, he'll die in a few touches. And then there's everyone that has some sort of stupid anti-fireball tech or some bullshit. And then there's also some people with plus on block heavies or some other stupid nonsense. He does not have any of these things, and even if he does, why play Guile when you could play someone else? It doesn't matter which way you put it. He is a character. He is a matchup character. He is a knowledge check. He is a bum. Uh, you know, he weeds out bad players or players with weaknesses. He is not actually viable in a crazy sense. He's viable in some aspects. He's not viable fully. And I know we haven't showed what's on screen, but I'm getting the point across that it's not the same character. This is a cheap imitation. And unfortunately, even if some things about this version is cool and great, it doesn't matter because it's not the same character. It is something packaged as the original, and it is far from the original. And we will get onto that later. But let's get some gameplay, or not gameplay, but let's show some gameplay here, and let's look at some fun times or fun matches. So, here we go.
Round 2. Fight. Got a chance.
I think that right there was the proof. Wow, that killed. Okay. Let's give some context here. This was near my start in Street Fighter V. So that's why a lot of this is a bit of... I mean, if you want to check, this is proof. Rookie. So, this was my start. Or, not fully my start, but this was like one of my matches I actually clipped when I was starting out in Street Fighter V. I don't know how long I was playing before, but I went straight into just playing casuals, I think. Maybe did training mode here and there. I don't know. Probably not. Or maybe not much. I probably did, but not that much. But I went just straight into playing multiplayer or online sessions, casuals, or casual sessions. But this was probably my best showing when I was starting out. Mostly because I was able to pull off a combo. Yes, it may be easy, obviously, now. But when you're starting out or when you're trying to learn a new version, you're trying to relearn your character on a new game, and it doesn't play like the old Street Fighter. It was a process. But anyways, in a way, I kind of miss playing during this time, during this era. One, I guess I would be able to get wins more, but The real thing is I miss how many things used to work. And things just don't work anymore. And we'll see that as these clips go on. I might show another clip, but we'll see. Let's see. Now I know it might be a little bit of a bummy or whatever, stupid thing or whatever, but I kind of wish that this scenario right here. I mean, when I look at it now, hold on. I think there's a reason why this worked. Okay. This scenario. I know I'm asking for a bit, and I know it's probably like whatever, but I wish that that would actually work here and there. Because there's a lot of times where it just does not work. Okay, I wish this would actually work more often because I know it might seem like a stupid thing or a bad thing and everything. And but as you can see, it doesn't do much damage to begin with. So it's a trade-off. Even if this is bad, even if that is like a stupid thing. Oh, brain dead gameplay. Even if you want to say that, okay? This is not a great option anyways. Look at the damage. That's nothing. That's terrible. That's death by 1,000 paper cuts. Yes, people may not entirely like that, but at the same time, I'd much rather take paper cuts that work than a shit ton of damage that never comes to be. That never works. That never ends up happening. I'd rather take guaranteed paper cuts than what if I can get the 50% damage kill here. Because guaranteed is always better. And when it comes to every other character in this game, they have guaranteed stuff. At least a number of them. Not Guile. And I know this scenario is not a perfect... This is probably even a bad example. But what I'm getting at is I wish that sometimes the fireball would actually work as in some ranges. I wish that the fireball would work as a space range, or like a spaced out anti-air. I wish it would work as a perfect, if you're at the right range and if you're at the right this and that, I wish the fireball would actually anti-air them if you're in the right scenario. Now I know I may not have been in the perfect scenario here because that is quite close. But when I was like around here though, around here, and he lands somewhere near the middle of the screen, I think it should be completely fine that I should hit this 3 to 5% anti-air with the sonic boom. I think that's fine. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But in actual gameplay, if you go to press a button, good chance you're either stuffing the sonic boom or you're eating a shit ton of damage for no reason. And I know some people would probably say this and that, but Guile is not a character that can do stupid things like every other character anyways. This tiny paper cut, it's not going to lose you the match. And again, like I just said, if this was a spacing specific thing, I would like this. But it's not a spacing specific thing. It's a stupid... It's a stupid freaking thing where the character just can't do nothing. So let's see. Like right there. I don't know if I pressed anything funny, but wait. Consider that a counter. Look at this stupid shit. That should be negative. They should be punished here. I don't know what I did and if I was too late, but is that not a crouch heavy punch? Why did that... I don't know what I did or if I was too late, but was that like... Is that not stupid? Does anyone not see how stupid that is? I don't know. I don't know what's... I don't know what happened here. But if that's real, that essentially means he was either plus on block or that hit really like, is that not stupid? He hit a heavy punch and it says counter hit. Or it says counter. He screwed up and gets rewarded for it. My little Sonic Boom does not do the amount of damage that heavy punch just did. Look at this. Look at that damage. I mean, whatever, but a little specific Sonic Boom thing that I would like is nothing compared to that. Plus on block, I can hit a heavy punch and still be hitting a counter on you. Like, that's freaking stupid. I don't know if I'm missing something, but whatever. See, look right there. Even if people want to say this or that, but like, oh my goodness. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but there is scenarios where a person has jumped quite late than that, or quite late, and it still counters, or it still hits no matter what, and it's like, that's just stupid. Now, obviously, this is quite down the line. This is potentially a year or maybe 2. This is either a year to maybe 3 years later. Somewhere in that time frame. So within 1 to like 3 years, I've changed quite a bit, obviously. That right there is another big thing. I know this might be a Street Fighter V problem, but holy hell, why did that not kill? I guess it could have killed if I used my freaking meter, but that's so stupid.
Round 2. Fight. Final round. Fight.
didn't get anything after that. Nope.
Fight!
Like, what the hell is that? I guess whatever, but whatever. That's freaking stupid. Alright. I wish this was a thing still. Maybe it's my controller. Maybe it was the spacing. Whatever. But during this time period, I don't know what the hell it was, but in this matchup in particular, I was just able to hit the shit perfectly. Or not perfectly, but I was able to just hit the shit right. Like that right there. A lot of times, you probably won't be able to hit that unless it's like very specific angles, or if you alter your button, not alter. If you're able to hit the buttons correctly, then you can hit that. It was probably the angle. It probably was the angle, but I was able to hit these more often in this matchup for some reason. See, like right there. I wish this was still a thing that I did. I was just on the sauce for freaking this set. I don't know what the hell it was, but I was able to hit these. Now, I know it could be my controller nowadays, but I wish I could still do that. It's probably my controller in some matchups or stupid connection bullshit, but I was able to just hit those a lot. The point being is I did a micro walk back and flash kicked. Like, I just can't do that shit no more. It's probably my controller and everything, but I just wish this was a thing that I just did every other day. Because again, micro walk, flash kick. Because you have to charge. And I charged. Micro walk. See? Flash kick. I think that was even a micro walk, which is funny. I think that was. Even that was a micro walk, I believe. It was very tiny, but I think that was a micro walk. That was literally like a micro walk. I think I moved just like a smidge. But then again, maybe it was just perfectly timed. Maybe it was just perfectly timed. But I definitely did do the micro walk here and there. Anyways.
Round two. Fight.
See, notice that I didn't throw the fireball because that probably would have hit me. This, look at the range here. If I would have threw a fireball before or after, that probably would have hit me. Now, personally, I think that's stupid. But that's why you have to play so shitty in as Guile in these new games, because he's just so bad. That would have been a micro walk, but I screwed it up. Notice that Guile's so bad, I'd rather opt for air-to-air. That's how bad the character is. You'd rather go for air-to-air than you would an anti-air. Think about that. Air to air.
Final round.
All right.
Fight.
Wow. Christ. Yeesh. That was really active. I know I definitely do it in some other occasions though. That's another reason why this character sucks so bad. Okay, this is why Guile is terrible. Even if that was like, okay, well, plus on blocker, we both were too plus or too negative, and that's why we couldn't grab each other. But look at this. Look at how terrible Guile's throw range is. And even if that was a freak thing, or holy shit, he was that plus or whatever, what is this crap? I'm in his freaking face and I couldn't grab him there? That is how terrible this character is. Nice reset. I think they had a little moment here when this happened, but that's fine.
Fight!
Hmm. Let's take a look here. I don't know if that was. What is that, dude? Like, look at that crap. This character is trash. I think that may have been right there. No, I think I just did it. I think that makes sense. I just probably did it. I'm surprised it worked, though. What is that throw damage? Wow. That's the other thing I just can't stand with this character. Sometimes it feels like throws do more damage than a special move, which is stupid in my opinion. Now, this is just a showcase. This is personally, I'm just gonna put it out there. When it comes to the Guile Mirror match, I feel like not many people could beat me. And if people can beat me in the Guile Mirror match, it's because I have an off day. It's because I'm just being stupid. I'm playing bad. Truthfully, when I go into a Guile Mirror match, I truthfully don't think I lose straight up. I don't lose at my peak, at my best. I feel whenever I can just do what I want to do, I can always win a Guile Mirror match. Maybe not like pro players. Maybe in some scenarios I do straight up lose. But if there's one matchup I think I can truthfully just, have the advantage a lot of the time, it's Guile. I feel like I have the advantage in the Guile Mirror match. That's the only matchup I like playing in Street Fighter V. Think about that. The only match I like playing as this cheap knockoff character, this pretend Guile, the only match I like playing is versing Guile. Think about that. You know how many people would think that's terrible? No. When I'm playing Street Fighter V, I am relieved I have to play against a Guile because I can't stand these other freaking stupid ass characters.
Round one. Fight!
Did I do it there? I think I did. I think I did. I hate those moments where My controller is my downfall and not me. And I know that might sound like, oh, you're blaming. No, it is my controller. It's always been my stupid controller. Maybe not when I first started, maybe in the middle, but it's always been my stupid controller. Anytime I can't hit a flash kick in obvious moments, those two air to airs, that's not what I wanted. I wanted flash kick twice. And then I just got sick of it, and that's why I did the freaking flash kick or whatever. Wait. I think this... Okay.
Round 2. Fight.
I wanted flash kick there. That should have been flash kick too. And I forced my controller to do this one. Now, admittedly, yes, the game kind of did give me a lot of leeway there, or the game essentially stopped me from dying, which, admittedly, this is what I complain about all the time. I always complain about how, why is he not dead? He's literally at 0% health. And that literally happened to me, too. Like right here. Like, realistically, I probably should be dead here. But because I'm not, I don't care. As much as I hate this stupid fact, if the game's going to continue to be this way, then I'll take everything that I got. I won, fair and square. And personally, look, I don't know if any of these players that I've played against will see this at any point or whatever. But I'm going to be honest. Even though I lost this player, this other Guile player, even if I lose to them more often than not, I still don't think that they can beat me legitimately. I still think I'm better. Not to be a dick, and I'm not trying to be sounding like an egomaniac, but as good as they are, they're not better than me. And even though they won, and they have more wins over me than I have over them, I think this right here is the proof in the pudding, personally. I think that this comeback is proof that, look, you're good, but you're not me. I'm just saying. I'm not a cocky person, but the only time where I am cocky or where I am kind of like, nah, you're not better than me, it's in the Galmir match. Because not many people really beat me in the Galmir match. And even if they do, again, it's rare. It's because they're better. It's at best you were better than me, and on that day. That's the best I can give anyone. But in all honesty, I don't think a lot of people can beat me in the Galmir match. And I'm not even trying to make a challenge or anything, but that's just like when I have a good controller, when my connection's not acting like shit, and when I'm not playing stupid, I win. And I'm pretty sure if I also look at my record, if it's accurate, my win rate against Guile is potentially my best win rate against any character. Now, even if that may not say much, I'm pretty sure it's across the board. So when I say I have a better chance against Guile players, I'm not bullshit when I say that. And I'm not, again, I know one win, that doesn't mean anything. Oh, you're basing everything on one win? Yeah, but again, if we watch the gameplay here, as good as this player is, and as much as they have my numbers wise, they technically won more times than I've beat them. They beat me more than they beat me, or they beat me more than I beat them. Even if that's true, this, in my opinion, is the proof that you're good, but you're not better than me. Flash kick with punish. Now, yes, they probably are capable of doing that too, but I'm just saying, I'm better. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to be a narcissist or anything, but I'm just, look, this player's good. But if I'm not on some dumb shit, if I can just play without any bullshit, I'm sorry, I'm just better. And again, this gameplay, personally, this one match is proof in the pudding. And no one can say, you made a V-trigger comeback. No, I didn't. Nope. See, look, that's not a V-trigger comeback. You can't even say that I had a V-trigger comeback. So, I wasted my resources for that to happen. I'm in the losing side. No matter which way you try to spin this, I did not bullshit my way to win. So this is enough, in my opinion. I'm sorry. You're good. You're not better. And I'm pretty sure if you watch, the player does not want to engage in the fireball war. If you don't want to engage in the fireball war, that lets me know you know that I know. I know that you know. And yes, I probably should have been dead there. But oh well, the game didn't say I died. Oh well. Tough shit. You had enough time to kill me. Again, no disrespect to the player. Again, I don't think anybody that I played against that sees their tag in this, I don't think any of them is going to see this. But look, there's a lot of times where I'm just saying, I can lose to you a lot, but to the core, I'm just saying, when it comes to the Gal Mir match, there's not many that can truthfully beat me straight up. And if there is, cool, good. But on average, that doesn't happen. And this right here, this is not a ranked match. This is a Battle Lounge match. And admittedly, it really sucked to lose. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's why I'm saying that I need to drop this character. I need to, like, retire the character. Like, obviously, I'll never truthfully drop Guile. That's not happening. I'll never truthfully just drop dead, stone cold, not using him ever again. That's not happening. But I can't use him anymore because this whole match shows why I can't play this character. Like right there, even if that was a good scenario for them, there's not many buttons where I can press that is an actual anti-air. There's nothing I can do in that scenario that works. I know people would say use stand medium kick. Stand medium kick does one of maybe 2 or 3 things. One, it wins. But here's the problem with that. Stand medium kick is not viable. Especially in that scenario, it's like a 30% chance it'll actually be useful as an anti-air. I say that because I'm not bullshitting. I think it's not that good. People overrate that button, honestly. It's not a true anti-air personally. And then they'd be like, well, do down forward heavy kick. Or the whatever it is, like a roundhouse or whatever. That's not a real anti-air. And even if it could be used as a real anti-air, it's not a real anti-air. It's not a real option. The only time where the down forward roundhouse or the down forward heavy kick button is used as the anti-air, the only time is if a character is a slow jumper, jumps really slow or floats when they jump. And the only time that it's actually a useful anti-air is in the Guile Mir match. Now, I know I didn't use it that often in the Guile Mir match, and I should. That's a issue on my end. But that's the only time where that move actually works, because when it's against Shotos, it's not a real anti-air. So in this scenario, there's nothing I could have done except stand medium kick. But you know what would have happened? The other 2 things that would have happened? Okay. If it does work, it's a 30% chance that it works. Then there's also the other second option. It trades. Not a good trade. I'm losing. Every time, look, this is a jumping heavy kick, I'm pretty sure. A stand medium kick not only would trade with a jumping heavy kick, a jump heavy kick would trade with the stand medium kick. And if it does, which 90% of the time it would, or 40% of the time it would trade. I know my numbers here are terrible, but the point being is it trading is not usually what happens, but it's higher. It the stand medium kick working, I should honestly say the stand medium kick is like a 25% chance it works. And then it trading is like a 35% chance, 40% chance it trades. Meaning, if he hits stand heavy kick or jumping heavy kick, and I'm hitting stand medium kick, most of the time, or more often, you're going to trade. That's not a good trade because I still am losing more health than you are. At best, I might be able to recess the situation, but there's some thinking and a lot of what if scenarios after that. Now, the third option, which is the most common option and is the only thing that truthfully happens in a real game. When this happens, there's no button Gao can press here. Nothing. Not stand medium kick, not down forward heavy kick, not back fist, not uppercut, jab, sonic boom. There's nothing he can do in this scenario. Nothing. Not squat, not even stand medium punch. There's nothing he can do in the scenario. Not one thing. Except if I was sitting there charging the whole damn time. If I flash kicked him, it would have worked. But see, that's the problem. His only option nowadays is to flash kick. That's his only option. Do you realize how stupid that is? Do you realize how bad that is? I'm basically playing a character that is a gimmick character. The only time he's useful is if I can charge. If I have to charge the whole time, I'm not mobile. If I'm not mobile, I'm losing. If I'm not active, if I'm not thinking far ahead, I'm losing. If I'm not pressing the issue, I'm losing. If I'm not making reads or plays, I'm losing. There's too much that this character requires. And again, I don't know if this was connection or if this was just timing. I don't know. But if this is real... Wait. Right there. Okay, this. I could have pressed something, but this right here. Okay, watch. I pressed jab either at the same time or slightly before. He still got the hit on me. No trade, it still hit me. And then maybe that was just a perfect spacing thing right there, but okay. With Sonic Boom, I feel like the hitbox extends. I feel like it does. Why is it when this guy is pressing a button, his hitbox is completely fine? Now, you're probably wondering, why don't I just use the fireball here? That's the problem, man. He's outclassed in nearly every stupid thing he does in Street Fighter V. That's why I have to drop him. That's why, once I'm done giving it my last run, when I have my last... I'm gonna give it my last ditch effort to get back to platinum and maybe try to go to diamond, which I never made it to diamond, mind you. And if I did, it wasn't for long. Now, I want to get to diamond rank. And the problem is, I know it's not going to happen. But I want to at least try one time. I'm going to give it one last shot this year. This year, I'm going to try. I can't make promises, but I'm going to try to give Guile one last run. I'm going to try to get to diamond. And I'm going to try to beat anyone that is going against me. Bad matchups or not. And I'm going to try everything that I possibly can. I might even have to lab certain things if I have to. I'm going to practice more at some point. I'm going to probably play with people to learn things here and there. And I'm going to give it one last ranked run. One more time. Try to get to diamond. And if I can do it, which I know I probably can't, that's not realistic anymore. That's too much of a grind. It's too crappy of a character. And my patience is running low. But if I can do it, it's it. I've completed everything that I wanted to do. I would like to get to Grandmaster and more, or Warlord, but it's not possible. It's not possible. I wish it was. It's not. Even if it is, even if I'm just thinking way too hard about it or whatever, the player base is, and a lot of times you run into the same people over and over. Connection issues, crappy controller, everything. But if I can make it to diamond, that's it. I've did it all. I've done it all. I've completed what I wanted. And I'd be satisfied. My work would not have paid off, but at least I got to where I wanted to be. And I would like to beat this crappy Ryu player at least one time. And then, if I make it to diamond and beat that crappy Ryu player, I'm set. I'm good. I've done it all. That's what the goal is. And once I'm done with that, if I can't reach the diamond, whatever. If I get close, I'm going to keep trying. But that's the goal. And I know I can't reach it. But if I can, I'm done. My run with Guile will be over. No more ranked matches with Guile. At best, maybe no ranked matches anymore. From there on out, I'm a freaking Ken player. I'm a Luke player. I'm a Seth player. I'm a freaking I'm a Ken, Ryu, Seth, Luke, Cammy. You know, I'm anything but a Guile player at that point. Because Guile is not useful anymore. He's useless in these new games. He might be good in Street Fighter 6, but even then, I see things on Street Fighter 6. I would probably hate playing Street Fighter 6 with Guile. Especially with Alex coming out. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think Alex is a bad matchup in Street Fighter 5. And even if that's just a me problem, even if, okay? He has such stupid things. And he's a grappler. Grapplers don't play Street Fighter. They're playing Gambling Simulator. They're playing freaking... They're playing... they're freaking neurons. Their brain lights up every time that they press a stupid... that they get a command grab. Their dopamine hits go off. Like, I can't deal with that crap. I already hate playing against Alex in Street Fighter 5, and he's coming out in Street Fighter 6. It's a wrap. I'm not playing Guile in Street Fighter 6. Screw that crap. If I ever get Street Fighter 6, anyone that could be watching, if I ever get Street Fighter 6, I'm not playing Guile in a serious way. And if I do, I'm only getting him to like Diamond. Because screw that other crap. I'm not. If I play Guile in Street Fighter 6, I'm only playing him to get him to a rank. I'm not playing him for real. Not at all. But that's going to be it. No one's going to watch this. That's completely fine. If anyone takes anything from this, whatever. Thanks for watching. If anyone liked my Guile throughout the years, I appreciate that. Obviously, I could have been better. I could have done this. I could have done that. Whatever. But I will be streaming Street Fighter 2 in a while, or at some point. And Days Gone will come back. No one's ever going to get to this part in the video, which is fine. But, yeah. Oh, hey. It's the stranger. I mean, I guess I could just, like, stay here for a tad bit longer. But anyways, let's see if I have anything else here. Yeah, Street Fighter. Hey, if you want, you don't obviously have to. You probably have work or some other stuff. You want me to play Street Fighter 2? Because I'll hop on right now. I might have to reset the stream, though, sadly. I'll definitely play Street Fighter 2. But, I don't know. I don't know with that. Okay. I don't know if anyone's going to come back. I'm going to start Street Fighter 2. The stream's going to reset. I'm going to play legitimately. I may not have my voice in it, but I'm going to play. Alright. My bad. I'll be back. Hold up.